WNBA players actually compete at the All-Star game, and the league gives them minimum wage for it.
People thought she's getting paid $700,000. No, it's from endorsement.
Even I think this is ridiculous.
Right. It's $70K. That's like what teachers and other people make, which is crazy, you know?
Yeah. She dominates the court, fills arenas, shatters viewership records, and yet Caitlin Clark's official WNBA salary is so low.
The WNBA is not successful. Caitlin Clark is successful.
It's leaving fans stunned and players furious.
But the W is not even rewarding her.
Right.
Like she's on that rookie contract making, I think, like $70K.
Just revealed, the biggest name in women's basketball is earning less than some entry-level office jobs, even while she's carrying the league on her back. And the number? It's not just disappointing, it's humiliating.
A sold-out crowd in Indianapolis, the only city in the country where pretend basketball consistently sells out.
They should get paid what they deserve because they're putting in the same work, they're putting the same hours, they're putting everything your body's going through is the same that the men and anybody else.
But this isn't just about Clark. Her paycheck has exposed a deeper problem that's been festering for years, and now the players are done staying silent.
I have sponsors that pay me more than that to advertise on my channel. I am no defender of WNBA players, but even I think this is ridiculous.
What she just revealed is shaking the WNBA to its core, and it might change everything. Let's start with the number that stopped everyone in their tracks: $76,000.
The W is not even rewarding her.
Right.
Like she's on that rookie contract making, I think, like $70K.
She doesn't even get paid till like later. People were talking about, you were very vocal about the Caitlin Clark situation, especially on your TikTok, stuff like that, where people thought she's getting paid $700,000. No, that's from endorsements, y'all.
Right.
That's Caitlin Clark's official WNBA salary for her rookie season. Not $700,000. Not even close to what most people assume someone of her stature would make. For the athlete single-handedly boosting attendance, spiking national ratings, and turning every game into a spectacle, $76,000 is all she gets from the league.
So we want to talk about business. Yeah, like no other person would do that in any other profession.
Right,
Right.
exactly.
So like why would we?
Right.
Because they're women. But there wasn't like a reward for it, you know? I'm like, okay, if you want me to be here.
To put that into perspective, that's less than the average G League player, less than many local news anchors, less than what influencers make from a single brand deal.
It would make sense if you were paying me more to be here, but you're not paying me even close so we want to talk about business. Yeah, like no other person would do that in any other profession.
Right.
Exactly. So like why would we?
Right.
Because they're women.
And yet Caitlin is being asked to perform like a superstar every night while getting paid like a substitute teacher. Many fans assume she was already rich from WNBA money, but the truth is, the millions people associate with Clark are from endorsements.
NBA players are given $125,000 for showing up to the All-Star game and humiliating the league. WNBA players actually compete at the All-Star game, and the league gives them minimum wage for it.
Nike, Gatorade, State Farm, they're footing the bill. The league barely investing in the very star that's keeping it afloat. And Caitlin isn't alone. Jackie Young, the highest paid player in the WNBA, only makes $250,000.
The highest paid woman, for example, is our girl Jackie Young, which makes $250 plus, right? And that's $250K.
Still just a fraction of what bench warmers in the NBA pull in. The contrast is jarring. The inequality is blatant. And for players like Caitlin, who never complain and always show up with everything they've got, it's nothing short of disrespectful. This revelation didn't just spark debate, it lit a fire.
Well, I mean, the proof was with NILs. As soon as we got marketed, the game all of a sudden grew. Like weird. As soon as we were allowed to, have marketability and visibility, now all of a sudden everyone's making money. Like interesting how that works.
Yeah.
You gotta put in money to make money.
Teammates, fans, and fellow players are now speaking up. Not just about Clark, but about how the system is broken for everyone. Because when your biggest star is getting pennies to carry your league, the silence is no longer an option. The outrage didn't stop at Caitlin Clark's base salary. It only grew louder when fans found out what players earn for making the WNBA All-Star team.
Yeah, no shit. If the people involved with this league understood the business of basketball, by now, someone would have figured out a way to monetize this turd.
A showcase meant to highlight the league's brightest stars, drawing media coverage and major sponsorship attention. And yet each All-Star walks away with just $2,500. Yes, you heard that right, $2,500.
What is your message to the sporting industry about why women deserve to make just as much as men do?
Just wake up and realize that without women, where are we at?
For players who are putting their bodies on the line, performing at elite levels, and drawing massive audiences. This is the WNBA's version of a thank you. Meanwhile, NBA players can earn up to $125,000 for their All-Star appearance, even if they barely break a sweat on the court.
All of the NBA players will give their salaries to WNBA players until the pay is equal if all of the female OnlyFans and magazine models donate their money to men until it is also equal.
And Caitlin? She's not coasting through these games. She's diving for loose balls, launching logo threes, giving fans every bit of energy she's got. Yet the league hands her a bonus smaller than what many YouTubers make from one sponsored post.
The CBA, with stuff like that, you guys not getting paid. And you said it before. It's like, you can't get mad if I got to go get money over here and I got to do this if you're not going to pay me. And we're not getting paid. We're not getting what we need.
Even WNBA critics, people who usually mock the league, have agreed this is a disgrace. One commentator didn't mince words, saying, "I've been paid more for a TikTok brand deal than Caitlin Clark got for an All-Star performance. This isn't just a money issue anymore, it's a respect issue."
They should get paid what they deserve because they're putting in the same work, they're putting the same hours, they're putting everything your body's going through is the same that the men and anybody else.
Players are realizing that while they're being promoted when it's convenient, they're left behind when it's time to get paid. It's not about equal NBA money. It's about fair compensation, recognition, and progress. And here's the irony. The WNBA has never had this much attention. Clark is bringing in new viewers, record-breaking ticket sales, and sponsorship momentum the league has only dreamed of.
The new CBA offer, because y'all need more. Y'all want more.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Well, I mean, we see the numbers too.
Yes.
That's what the owners, I don't know if they're understanding or whoever the league is. We see the numbers too, and we know that like they are making money.
Yeah.
Yet when she steps off the court, her paycheck doesn't reflect the impact she's making. The message is loud and clear. Celebrate the players all you want. But when the money doesn't match the moment, the players and the fans notice. What Caitlin Clark's salary truly exposed is a deeper, systemic failure inside the WNBA. One that's not just hurting her, but pushing all its stars to the brink. Players are expected to give everything to the league: time, talent, loyalty. But in return, they're getting burned out, underpaid, and overlooked.
And then like Udonis Haslem basically pulling LeBron James aside and pulling LeBron aside and being like, "You can afford this. There are players here that will never play in the league again. They need this money. If we don't get this money, it's going to affect their lives. It's not going to affect you."
Many athletes, including rising stars like Gabby Williams, have started speaking out. In a recent interview, Gabby didn't hold back. She confirmed Caitlin's salary numbers and voiced what many have been too afraid to say: "If you want me to be here, pay me to be here."
I recognize the space that I'm in for sure. Even every day, I'm like, dang, I told Nika today, I was like, I used to go to your camps, like at Stanford. In high school, we used to all wear the Skylar Diggins headband. Like, I know exactly who, when I got to play in Fenner with Emma, and I'm like the greatest European basketball player of all time, I think. And I'm like, I am a fan first of all these people. So I'm like, when you talk, I listen. Like, that's who I want to learn from. That's who I know how lucky I am to be in these spaces. When I was with Sue, I was like, let me go home and write down everything she said.
Players are being asked to choose the WNBA over overseas opportunities, but the math doesn't add up. In countries like France and Turkey, they can earn triple or more what they make in the US. And yet when they return, they're expected to give 100% for a league that won't meet them halfway. It's not just salaries, it's treatment. Take the case of international star Julie Van Loo, who rushed back from winning a European title only to be cut by her WNBA team the moment she landed.
Okay, as I was like on the plane back coming back from Hungary. So I do know that feeling of just like, wow. And I know Julie probably really felt that that was her family.
Yes.
And then you have to learn the hard way that it's not.
No.
It's not your family. As much as you love these people, it's a business. And sometimes you have to learn that the hard way.
No notice, no respect, just thanks, but we're good. The message players keep receiving is simple. We'll use your name, your fame, and your performance. But when it's time to invest in you, we'll vanish. And now frustration is boiling over. WNBA players recently rejected a new collective bargaining agreement proposed by the league. Why? Because it didn't fix the core issues: low salary caps, weak benefits, and rules punishing players for playing overseas to survive financially.
Like the unrivaled process, they'd be acting in the best interest of the players. Like, that's what it's there. Unrivaled is there for the players at the end of the day. That is what it's there for. So I'm not going to go out here and say that they're not going to do that. And I think that there's a big difference between saying they are conspiring to put the league into lockout and saying that this is bad, the optics aren't good here, to saying that something can happen. Because look, we don't know who Fee is as a person. It's a result in less money year round for WNBA players. So I didn't take his post, they're conspiring, his post saying it could be a conflict of interest, which is, it is. I mean this when I say this. It could be a conflict of interest. Not that
It wasn't just inadequate, it was insulting. That's why stars like Nafisa Collier are taking matters into their own hands. She helped launch Unrivaled, a new league built on better pay, equity ownership, and respect.
Nafisa Collier is wearing a shirt promoting Unrivaled. Not only that, Unrivaled was actually mentioned during the broadcast.
Everything the WNBA has failed to deliver. And when she wore an Unrivaled shirt on national television during All-Star Weekend, that wasn't a fashion choice. It was a warning shot. The truth is, Caitlin Clark's rise has become a spotlight. Her presence has exposed just how wide the gap is between what these players bring and what they're given in return.
ESPN dedicated an entire hour to the All-Star Game draft. The show was hosted by Malika Andrews, which was mistake number one. If Malika Andrews could get the hell out of her own way, she could be a talented host, but she just seems so desperate. She is trying so hard to be accepted by the cool kids. I felt secondhand embarrassment last night watching Malika Andrews host this show. Hey guys and gals, it's me, Malika Andrews. I'm so honored to be sitting here with these two legends, Caitlin Clark, Nafisa Collier. They're going to be picking teams for the must-see All-Star Game. It's gonna be super duper.
If something doesn't change soon, it won't be long before the WNBA loses more than just fans. It may lose the very stars who made it relevant in the first place. Caitlin Clark has done everything right. She's shown up, played her heart out, packed arenas, elevated the WNBA to heights it's never seen, and all while earning a salary that barely scratches the surface of her worth. But this isn't just about one player's paycheck. It's about a league on the edge of collapse if it doesn't start respecting the very women who carry it.
If you're Kat Engelbert, how in the hell do you allow that to happen? One of two things must be true here. Either Kat Engelbert is incompetent, or Nafisa Collier has no respect for her. Either way, it ain't a good look. And neither is this headline of the New York Post: the embarrassingly low bonus that the WNBA gives its all-stars.
Because when your biggest star is making $76,000 and getting a $2,500 bonus for the league's most high-profile event, that's not just disappointing, it's disgraceful. And when players are forced overseas to survive, when they're punished for speaking out, and when their voices are ignored in contract negotiations, the message is clear. They're being used, not valued. But that time is up. The world is watching now. The fans are louder than ever. And the players, they're no longer staying quiet.
When I got to play in Fenner with Emma, and I'm like the greatest European basketball player of all time, I think, and I'm like, I am a fan first of all these people. So I'm like, when you talk, I listen. Like, that's who I want to learn from. That's who I know how lucky I am to be in these spaces. When I was with Sue, I was like, let me go home and write down everything she said.
Caitlin Clark's revelation was more than a salary figure. It was a rallying cry, a signal that the WNBA must evolve, or risk losing the very foundation it stands on. So if you believe these women deserve more money, more respect, more power, drop 100% in the comments. This isn't just a moment, it's a movement. And Caitlin Clark just made sure the whole world is paying attention.
Right.
It's $70K. That's like what teachers and other people make, which is crazy, you know?
Yeah.
People thought she's getting paid $700,000. No, that's from endorsements.
But the W is not even rewarding her.
Right.
Like she's on that rookie contract making, I think, like $70K.
And
right.
It's $70K. That's like what teachers and other people make, which is crazy, you know?
Yeah.
People were talking about, you were very vocal about the Caitlin Clark situation, especially on your TikTok, stuff like that, where people thought she's getting paid $700,000. No, that's from endorsements, y'all.
Right.